Alright, this is going to be a review for Raw Country. It was November 18th, 2013. They're from Nashville. And they built this up like a big Raw. It's not one of those things where it's like, we're live from wherever. This is like a week in advance. They told you this is going to be Raw Country. They're in Nashville. It's going to be country themed. So you had a build going in, which is great. Just like old school Raw, just like I guess that's your whatever draft Raws they announce a week before. The guest host they would tell you a week before. There was something to get built up for. So there's a start. Raw has a meaning towards it. Whether or not they do something with it, that's totally up to them. But they did. They had decent stuff on the show, and it was quite an enjoyable Raw with things to obviously note and things to more than one thing to go out of your way to see. One of those things is the beatdown Randy Orton put on Brad Maddox at the beginning. You had the Intercontinental title match with Curtis Axel and Vickie Langston, which I made a video on before. You had Big Show versus Ryback, which is kind of opening a lot of doors because that was the match they were planning on having at WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. They have it on Raw. They have Ryback do the shell shock onto the Big Show, pretty much giving it away on free TV, which that in itself is just such a great feat of strength, and it's really deserving of a WrestleMania or even at least a pay-per-view. You know, they should have had that on pay-per-view is what I'm trying to say, but it's on Raw, so that kind of leaves the question, like maybe they have something else for Ryback to do, possibly Goldberg. I don't know. I hope Goldberg's there, but you know, giving away Big Show and Ryback on free TV and having the finish that they had where Ryback hoisted the Big Show up and literally did the shell shock literally out of nowhere, no build, no nothing, just hey, here's Ryback and Big Show on TV at like 9:30 and you know, middle of Raw, and give him with a shell shock. But that was fine. It was a great, you know, it was an okay match, nothing to complain about. And the Real Americans versus Kofi Kingston and The Miz, I think everyone saw, read the sheet saying that Miz was working as a heel. So, I think the thing that for me that gave it away was they were saying the teams, who would be on which team, and Cole said the last member will be revealed later. And I'm like, well, they need one more heel. They say it during this match, which I would assume Kofi and Miz are going to be the two guys who fill up the last two spots, I guess. But I think Miz turning heel was just, you know, just waiting to happen. He still sucks. It's not like I'm going to all of a sudden get on the Miz bandwagon and see how great he is. He's still absolutely terrible, and just the way he reacted, like a childish kid is what I see Miz as. One of those grade 10 kids who were like, you know, so think they're such like hot tickets, and you know, it's very annoying Miz is. Vickie Guerrero versus AJ Lee. This was, you know, almost like a rib, almost like a sick joke that someone's playing on AJ because she did collapse in the European tour, on the European tour. And the whole story behind this match was Vickie couldn't compete, and she fainted multiple times during her match. I don't know, just shows you how like uncompassionate the WWE really is. Like, people look up to it, people praise it, but you know, when you get down to the nitty gritty, these people are nothing but, you know, scumbag people running that company, and just their sense of humor is not the best. But then again, be a star is what they say. Don't be a bully, be a star. The street fight, or whatever you call it, I don't know what they call it, Broadway brawl. It was, I don't know, didn't see that. And John Cena, Del Rio had their little in-ring segment. Del Rio's terrible on the mic. I think it's been gone over many times. Cena took the sling off, which means, I don't know if he was playing possum, but I know he's probably still hurt, but I don't know. Del Rio's terrible, honestly. Debut of Xavier Woods, Consequences Creed. See how long he lasts. I really don't see him lasting long on the main roster. I can really see him becoming one of those guys like Darren Young, or I don't know. I guess Darren Young's the best example. Heath Slater. They do decent on NXT, but when it comes up to the big leagues, they just get overshadowed by everyone, because I don't see a guy with the look of Consequences Creed. Don't twist my words right now. I'm not saying it's a certain reason why he's not going to make it, but you know, you see a guy short stature, he's got an afro, sure, but I don't know, you got to really see how they push him, and he isn't a Biggie Langston. He's really just a little bigger version of R-Truth with an afro. So, you know, and you know what R-Truth is doing, you know, it's not like he's breaking down a bunch of walls right now. But yeah, he debuted, he was okay. The main event, was one of the, well, it goes without saying, when you got 12 guys in the ring, you got nothing but great things bound to happen. They're bound for glory, no pun intended. It was a good main event. Rey Mysterio debuted at the end. I don't know. Rey Mysterio, see how long he lasts before he gets injured too. And I hope it's long, because Mysterio's, you know, sure he doesn't have too much time, too many years left on those wheels of his. But you know, fine, good to see him back. I'm sure he'll be on some sort of panel of esteemed individuals for one pay-per-view coming up very soon. Maybe he already was, I don't remember, but they did announce the Survivor Series Hall of Fame panel with, conveniently put Bret Hart on there on Survivor Series. You got Mick Foley and Booker T. Fine, they can talk about some stuff. Sure it'll be fine. But Raw was good. They had the live performance by that group. Don't know what they're called, but it was, I'm sure people who actually know the band were happy. They were trending worldwide. I guess that's a start. It's an accomplishment for them. Probably the first and last time. And yeah, that's all. See you guys in the next video.